At 3:12 a.m., Daniel stood alone on the rooftop of a half-finished building, staring at the city that ignored him for 23 years. Cold wind, empty pockets, a phone full of unpaid bills, and one terrifying thought in his head. What if I stay a nobody forever? That night, he made a promise. He would become successful no matter the cost, even if it destroyed him. Daniel grew up invisible, not poor enough for sympathy, not talented enough for attention, just average, painfully average. The kind of average that slowly kills people from the inside. His life was routine torture. Wake up, commute through crowded streets, work a job he hated, come home exhausted, repeat. Every day looked identical, like life had copied and pasted the same miserable file over and over again. And social media made it worse. Every scroll felt like another reminder that everyone else was winning. Young millionaires, perfect bodies, luxury cars, freedom. Meanwhile, Daniel could barely afford dinner some nights. But what hurt most wasn't being broke. It was feeling replaceable. Like if he disappeared tomorrow, nothing would change. One evening, Daniel met up with old classmates at a cafe. Big mistake. Everyone talked about promotions, businesses, relationships, vacations. Then someone finally asked him, "So Daniel, what are you doing these days?" Silence. That question hit like a knife, because he had no answer he was proud of. "I'm just working right now." Just working. The conversation moved on instantly. Nobody cared. And Daniel sat there smiling fake smiles while something dark started growing inside him. On the way home, he looked at his reflection in a train window. Tired eyes, slumped shoulders, zero confidence. And for the first time, he hated the person staring back at him. Not because he was poor, because he knew he was wasting his potential. That realization haunted him all night. At 4 a.m., unable to sleep, he opened his laptop and typed, "How do successful people become obsessed?" That search changed his life forever. From that day forward, Daniel disappeared. Not physically, mentally. He stopped partying, stopped wasting time, stopped chasing approval. People thought he became boring, but they didn't understand. He was at war. Every morning started at 5 a.m. Workout, cold shower, work, study, build skills, sleep, repeat, again, again, again. No motivation, just discipline so brutal it scared even him sometimes. While everyone relaxed, Daniel worked. While everyone slept, Daniel learned. And slowly, his mind transformed. He stopped thinking like a victim, started thinking like a weapon. But obsession changes people, and not always in good ways. Months passed. Daniel became colder, more distant. He stopped replying to friends, stopped caring about relationships. All he cared about was winning, money, status, power. Because deep down, he believed success would finally make him worthy. That's the trap nobody talks about. Some people don't chase success because they're inspired. They chase it because they feel empty. And Daniel was emptier than ever. One night his mother called him and said, "You haven't smiled in months." He laughed it off. But after the call ended, the silence in his apartment felt terrifying, because he realized something. He was becoming successful, but he was also becoming someone he barely recognized. 2 years later, everything changed. The business he had worked on obsessively finally exploded online. Money started flowing in. Followers increased. People suddenly respected him. The same classmates who ignored him now messaged, "Bro, teach me your mindset." Funny how success rewrites history. Nobody remembers when you suffered. They only remember the results. Daniel moved into a luxury apartment overlooking the city. The same city that once made him feel worthless. And one night, standing by the window, he realized he finally had everything he once dreamed about. Money, freedom, status. But instead of happiness, he felt numb, because the truth hit him too late. success doesn't automatically heal self-hatred. You can become rich and still feel empty inside. That realization shattered him harder than failure ever did. For years, he thought, when I become successful, I'll finally love myself. But self-worth doesn't magically appear with money. And now he understood the dangerous truth. If you hate yourself at the beginning of the journey, you'll probably hate yourself at the top too. Unless you heal the mindset underneath it all. That night, Daniel sat alone in darkness thinking about the years he sacrificed, the birthdays missed, the friendships destroyed, the peace he traded for ambition. And finally, for the first time in years, he cried. Not because he failed, because he realized success without inner peace is just another prison. After that night, Daniel changed again, but differently this time. He still worked hard, still stayed disciplined. But now, he stopped treating life like a battlefield. He started reconnecting with people, started smiling again, started living instead of just grinding, because ambition is powerful. But unchecked obsession can consume a person completely. And Daniel learned something most people learn too late. You should build your dream life, not become a slave to it. Years later, someone asked Daniel, "What's the biggest mistake ambitious people make?" He answered instantly, "They think success will save them." Then he smiled slightly and added, "It won't. You have to save yourself first." And maybe that's the lesson here. Work hard, become dangerous, chase greatness, but don't lose your soul trying to prove your worth to the world, because the world will always ask for more, always. The real challenge is becoming successful without becoming empty.